Welcome to Artis. Built in the heart of the city of Amsterdam, this zoo is rich in both history and species, and it is one of the oldest zoos in Europe. Despite opening in 1838, Artis Zoo is now home to some of the most modern and creative zoo exhibits that I've ever seen, including some never before seen architecture, which I consider to be just jaw-dropping. On top of this, the entire grounds of the zoo are absolutely stunning, and everywhere you look is incredibly pretty and well kept. The change that this zoo has seen over the past 10 years has been phenomenal, with the removal of its row of big cat cages, the lion grotto replacement, and the extension of the very out-of-date elephant enclosure. Artis Zoo is on its way to being one of the best zoos in Europe. However, change is still needed in some parts of the zoo. We will be going through the entire zoo and exhibits in this video to show you everything that Artis Zoo has to offer. The entrance of the zoo is very impressive. Right in the heart of Amsterdam, the large golden gates welcome you to Artis Zoo. The first enclosure that you see once inside the zoo is a beautifully designed desert habitat which is home to the rare scimitar horned auks along with meerkats. Yes, meerkats, a very unique mix for a zoo enclosure. This gives a taste of what's to come in Artis. Right next to the entrance is the newly renovated yellow-cheeked gibbon house. This stunning house features an overhead tunnel which connects it to the gibbon's large outdoor island. Just next door to the gibbons is another expansive island with a beautiful house, home to the red-faced spider monkey. Another one of the zoo's newest developments is its brand new African lion exhibit. This new enclosure opened in 2023 and replaced the very outdated lion grotto, which still stands today but will be repurposed for Madagascan species. This new lion enclosure has one of the most unique designs that I've ever seen. It is built to resemble an African savanna, and its front side can be viewed from across a large body of water. However, its other viewing areas are very unique, with one actually being behind the waterfall and underneath half of the enclosure. Yes, you can follow the path underneath the enclosure and look out into the half we just saw from across the water. This puts you right up close with the lions, and thanks to your dark surroundings, your full focus is put onto the enclosure and the lions, who can either be right in front of you or above you. This hallway does have some surprises. There are some gaps in the rock walls where you are actually able to get an open air view of the lions if they are in the right spots. This can make for breathtaking views. A viewpoint to see the higher up part of the lion enclosure can be accessed by steps and gives you a wide view of the top half of the enclosure. This new enclosure is a huge and much needed upgrade for the zoo's pride of African lions. It is about 0.5 acres in size, whereas the old space was just 0.05 acres. Nearby to this exhibit was another much needed upgrade. In 2017, the zoo extended its very out-of-date Asian elephant enclosure and made another truly unique enclosure. Despite still lacking in some size, the design of this new segment of the enclosure makes up for it. Featuring many logs, tree stumps, rocks, and an absolutely massive pool, there is a lot for the zoo's herd of Asian elephants to do. The new enclosure came with arguably the coolest viewing area in the zoo. This narrow and sloping pathway allows you to see both the elephants on the right and the Savannah enclosure on the left at the same time. The path also goes lower than the pool itself, so you are eye level with the water's surface. This makes for absolutely phenomenal views if the elephants decide to go for a swim. The Asian elephants also still have access to their old enclosure and house too. Neither of these are to shout about, but the extension has made such a good improvement. The new extension is almost 1 acre in size, and if you combine that with the old enclosure space, that provides the elephants with about 1.15 acres of total outdoor space. briefly mentioned earlier was the zoo's large Savannah enclosure. This is the most iconic enclosure in Artis and is home to a fantastic mix of African species. Reticulated giraffes live alongside grevy zebras and greater kudus. Literally just last week, the zoo's grevy zebras left for other collections. However, eventually the zoo will bring in another herd, this time being the common zebra. The savannah can be viewed from all the way around through open air views, fences, and even through glass. The giraffes also have a separate enclosure that I've also seen Ankoli Castle housed in. I am not sure if these two species mix, as I have never seen them in there together. To the right of this smaller enclosure is a very impressive flight aviary for a group of griffon vultures, with the backdrop being a striking vintage building. Before we do move on, I should mention that a common theme and backdrop to the elephant, lion and savannah enclosures is the city of Amsterdam itself. This section of the zoo allows you to get beautiful views of the surrounding city and of its canals. Along with the Asian elephant extension, another somewhat new development in the zoo was the construction of a new Jaguar enclosure, which opened in 2016. This new development was really the starting point of the unique and out-of-pocket enclosure designs that Artis Zoo now boasts. This Jaguar enclosure very much has an eye-catching shape and overall design, and is even more complex than meets the eye. It is split into two sides, with the main viewing area running in between both enclosures. This viewing area, which can be accessed by multiple paths and some steps up a small hill, looks down on each enclosure. Each enclosure can also be viewed from a normal ground level and front-facing view, and both enclosures are also equipped with small glass viewing windows that can be accessed through small tunnels. The zoo really went all out on this modern design, and I think it definitely paid off. However, these amazing viewing features do distract you from the actual size of the enclosures. When the cats have access to both sides, they do have a good amount of space. However, when the enclosure is split in half, like it currently is, then the space is a little bit limited. Despite this, the actual designs inside the enclosures are fantastic, and the Jaguars are provided with a lot, such as large climbing structures, including real trees, unique rockwork, and nicely sized pools. I imagine that the reason for the enclosures being currently split is due to the birth of a black Jaguar cub. This is the second cub to be born in this new enclosure, to parents Mowgli and Rika. Mowgli is a male black Jaguar, and Rika is a female spotted Jaguar. The new cub is called Nesto, and clearly got his father's genes. Nearby to the new Jaguar enclosure is a large mixed species enclosure home to the prey species of the Jaguar. This enclosure is home to Brazilian tapirs and capybaras, and neighbouring this enclosure is an enclosure home to a large flock of Chilean flamingos. Nearby to the zoo's entrance are multiple animal houses, a bird house, a small mammals house, and a large reptile house. The bird and small mammals house are connected together and feature multiple walk-through rooms, with the first being this striking hallway, which is home to a unique mix of species. Here, you can be in the same space as white-faced saki monkeys, prehensile-tailed porcupines, emperor tamarins, and burrowing owls. After this are multiple large flight walk-through rooms home to various bird species. The first one has a coastal theme, and birds such as Inca terns can be spotted. The second room is jungle themed, and the third room is desert themed. The building also contains a few non-walk-through bird enclosures, both indoors and outdoors. Neighbouring the small mammal and bird houses is the zoo's reptile house. This building features a very simple yet effective layout. The house features a main hallway with glass enclosures all along the left side and a row of open air view enclosures on the right. These large and beautifully designed enclosures are home to the zoo's 2 false gharials, with the male being genuinely the largest crocodilian I've ever seen in my life. Other species in this house include rhinoceros iguanas and various types of tortoises. There are many other areas to note in Artis Zoo, such as one of the largest penguin enclosures that I've ever seen and a uniquely designed Hudson Bay wolf exhibit. The exhibit consists of 2 enclosures and the path goes in between them, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out how the wolves were able to access both enclosure sides, as the path fully split the enclosure in half. So I'm guessing that the wolves had a tunnel underground connecting both enclosures, which is a very cool feature. If at Artis Zoo, you can't miss the zoo's troupe of Western lowland gorillas. This troupe can be viewed in both their spacious indoor area and also their outdoor area, which isn't too spacious but still of decent quality. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I also believe that these gorillas are still housed with meerkats, which is pretty much unheard of in zoos. What is with Artis and housing meerkats with random species? The zoo also has a troupe of chimpanzees who are housed in an enclosure that is definitely outdated. However, I did like this overhead tunnel which connects their outdoor and indoor spaces. The chimp house will also be getting an upgrade soon, which is great. Right at the far end of the zoo is a beautiful butterfly house where you can walk amongst many butterfly species. And next door to this house are multiple pools for Californian sea lions. These pools do look a little bit outdated, however they do provide more space than some other city zoo sea lion enclosures that I've seen. Another very notable but seemingly lesser known exhibit in the zoo is a second small mammals house. This one is home to a fascinating mix of species, including ring-tailed lemurs, Siberian weasels, and Javan mouse deers. And that brings us to the end of this extensive breakdown video of Artis Zoo. I will say that there were a few small areas of the zoo missed in this video, including the uniquely designed red panda and Asian small-clawed otter enclosure that wasn't finished at the time of my visit. However, I do think that you can get a very good idea of the quality of this zoo from what I have shown you. This zoo is constantly updating and changing for the better, and I highly recommend a visit. Thank you for watching.